So in this bed, here's a squash plant. Now in the beginning, like towards the end of August, I had planted some squash. It just was not doing good. So I had looked into trying to better the soil. So I bought a soil revitalizer, and it seems that it is helping the soil. So they say you can put it in like every 2 to 4 weeks. So I think I may do maybe 2 or 3 weeks later and use it again. Just put it right in the soil, and it seems to be helping because I did notice where some plants were light green and then they were pretty green like a day or two afterwards. So that was a plus. And also, we have incorporated neem oil. We put it all on the leaves of the plant because with the beetles and the bugs. Now, it should start calming down because it's not as hot like it was during the summer. So hopefully those bugs have went and dug themselves a hole and jumped in it because I'm over it. So, but you'll see as I go along. So this is our squash bed, and they are still like flowering. And I've had squash in here before these squash as well. So I just want it to grow without all the troubles with the bugs. Here we go. And I found a cup that I missed somehow with the watermelon plant, which I think is way too late. I just threw it in there. I just couldn't find myself to just kill it. If it dies on its own, it dies. But it's a little one in the corner. And I doubt that it does anything, really, because it's going to be getting cold soon. This bed, this is a butter crunch lettuce. I started these in cups, and I have a couple of them. They're small, but they're coming along. And also, what I also do, sometimes when we go to the grocery store, get the organic butter lettuce, it still has the root. It will regrow if you soak it in a little water first and then plant it. Just don't cut it down too low to the root, but you want it to be able to regenerate, and it will come back. As long as it's organic, you're good. So, and these are the marigolds. I know when I first put this in here, there's maybe 2 or 3 buds, and now there's like a whole bunch. And this is purple basil. There's 2 of them there, and there's some thyme over here as well. And this is all peppermint herb. And as soon as it gets a little taller, I will be making tea out of this as well. And also, peppermint is great. Like if you have a cold, congestion, you can use this peppermint leaf, peppermint oil, or thyme oil, and put in some boiling water. Put a towel over your head, and it will drain all that mucus out of your sinuses. I know I've done it, but make sure you can consult your doctor before you try anything new. Okay, so I planted some Siberian kale. I had started these in like a medium small pot, so if they look kind of close together, it's because they were all in a pot together. I just dug a hole and threw them in there. And here's some broccoli. They're real small, but they are growing, so I'm glad for that. So this time I'm growing the broccoli at the right time. So, but I have more broccoli, and I have collards. I got so much stuff. I think this is coleus over here. That's growing over there. And also this here, I think is lamb's ear. And I didn't even plant this in here. I don't even know how this got in here for the first place. But I looked it up, and they said that it is medicinal. So I left it in there. I'm going to let it grow. And then that's the feverfew in the corner. It's like a natural Tylenol. If you have a headache, you just pinch off a leaf or 2 and just chew it. And this here, right here, these 2 is hyssop. And yeah, so, but you can tell like I got some weeding I need to do, like just under the ridge of the bed. And we're probably gonna get some more dirt and bring it up the height of the soil up, because after a while it just breaks down more and more. And I stuck these cups in here because I ran out of trays that I was using to do my starter cups. So a lot of these are either like, I think, let me see. Yeah, some are beets, some are cauliflower that's in here. I have several starter cups all over this yard. Okay, so this is our green bean bush. It's small, but it has grown a lot larger. We had more, but over the summer, some of them just fried up and, died. It did not last. And these are the only three that lasted. So we did pick some green beans. Let me see if I can find some. There's some little ones here. Let me see. One here that's growing. One there. That might be ready to be picked soon. But I just picked some the other day. If you can see down in there, they're flowering in here. So yeah. And then there's another one here and another one there. Also, we planted some red cabbage here. They're very small, but they are growing and they will grow larger. Some of them are growing. I can tell they did spike up in the height a little bit. So they're all across this whole bed in here. So everything is coming along good. And here are some more starter plants. And these are cauliflower. These are baby cauliflowers all in there. I stuck them in these pots because y'all living back here in these woods, these animals be going, they be eating everything up. But they don't really mess with what's on top of the bed, so I'm putting them right here. Now, don't mind this area. Looking a little janky right now, but these are a couple pots. Some stuff is good, some hasn't done anything or was eaten by a wild animal. So, you know how that goes. Here's some more other pots. These are in the rear of the garden. Okay, and here is some spearmint here along the side of this bed. Also, we have a couple clusters of basil, sweet basil here. And basil smells so good when you cut it. And sometimes I'll just wash it off and then I'll just chew one, It just tastes so good. These are some cucumber plants that I had planted back in around August, mid-August. I had some plants, so if they grow, they grow. If they don't, they don't. But I couldn't just throw it out. I couldn't do it. And here's some more squash here. All here. And this eggplant took forever and a day to grow. It's flowering now. Here we are in September. I think I started this one in June. And so I guess that's why. But I think because the soil was lacking in nutrients. And then when we started spraying with this new stuff, it just really bolstered up. This is our second coneflower. This one was planted alongside the other one, but it's just now starting to grow. And I did harvest some of the leaves for tea from the other plant. And I do have a couple of the buds because I want to save the seeds for next time. So I'm just going to continue to let it grow. And they say you can make tea by the petals and the leaves and just about basically the whole plant, really. And I got a couple more like little squashies around here as well. Everything's kind of close together, but I had some tomato plants that I had restarted around, I'm going to say the beginning of August. These are the green zebra tomatoes. So if they last, if they grow something, I'll be happy. If they don't, it is what it is. Because the other tomato plants just weren't, they just like finished their cycle. And of course, this is a lot of collards and greens, starter cups here. They're safer over here than over on the steps right now. Okay, guys, so this is the Wild Wild West. Um, this is stinging nettles, comfrey, oregano, mint, chives, and I did have thyme, but the thyme just died out because the comfrey was just basically all over it. So I do need to cut it back again, and it was much higher than this during the summertime, but I just kind of took a break, like harvesting, because it just grows so fast. Like I can't keep up with it. So I'm gonna have to see if some of my neighbors want any of this stuff to take. Here is the first coneflower. I did deadhead some of this and cut it back some, and they're starting to regrow. So yeah, but this one is the one I picked first, the leaves, and made some tea with the leaves that I dehydrated them. Over here in the corner is more comfrey. We have plenty of comfrey around here. I don't think I need to plant anymore, really, because we got plenty. Because comfrey is invasive too. So if you're going to grow that, you might as well grow it by itself. I mean, you can if you're like with limited space, but yeah, but it will grow. As long as you keep like harvesting it or cutting it back, you should be okay. These are the peppers. They looking a little sad, but they've been producing for the most part. Yeah, we had them in another section of the garden last year. They did much better, but I think because they were so squished up with the comfrey over here, and I had cut it back so that it can kind of breathe and grow. But since I did that, they've been growing pretty good, and so I'll have enough peppers by the time winter rolls along, because last year all the peppers we grew, I had enough peppers to cook with all year long, and gave a lot away too. This is another comfrey section. I had used that sickle and cut back a lot of this, and now you can see it's starting to grow back. So like, even though you cut this back, this stuff will pop up quick, y'all. This it grows fast. So as soon as it grows, you better harvest it quick, because it'll be a humongous bush all over again. And comfrey will come back every year. Once you plant it, it's there. And here are some more pots. We have a little moringa in this area, some onions here. And I had onions. I'm going to have to check the other bed because the animals tore it up. That's why I'm kind of reluctant to put anything in the smaller beds. Okay, so this is one of the beds. I probably could put something else here. I had onions in here. I don't know. I think they might be gone, because when we go to bed at night, we don't know what these animals are doing. And sometimes it doesn't pick up on the camera because it's used to picking up people, but animals, not much. But yeah. But here is some cushaw squash. I just wanted a little. I didn't want to do a whole big bunch. And so it's very slow growing. I will tell you that. So yeah, and then we have some more little ones that I had in cups that I planted recently. Okay, in this bed, this is the toothache plant. As you can see, these little buds is what you would bite down. It will numb your tooth. And then I heard that the leaves, you can make a tea with the leaves, and it's good for gingivitis, like a mouthwash. And you can just, boil the leaves and pour off the leaves and let it cool and rinse your mouth with it. It's natural. So, and then all around here, different sections of this bed, there is a lot of spearmint growing in here. I have a lot of spearmint. I'm always harvesting from this area as well. And I'm making plenty of tea, as I always keep showing you guys that I'm making my own tea bags because, it's great to have your own, you're able to harvest and then and put it away for future use and make a tea, your own organic tea, no chemicals, no nothing. So I'm happy for that. Okay, we have some more squash in the corner over here on the right. It's a little messy. I have some grass I need to take out of here. It just grows all the time. This is comfrey here, marigolds, comfrey, and I think star cluster flowers down here. So yeah, they're hanging in there. And they love this temperature because it's not as hot as it was before. And things are thriving a lot better. And this is one of our older grow bags, but it's too heavy for me to be dealing with. And this is moringa here. We have some new shoots coming up, so hopefully I can get a good harvest before it gets too cold. And I think moringa is supposed to come back every year, but last year we had such a really cold snap that it just killed it, like totally killed it. So I'm hoping it won't be like that this coming year, this winter. And here is some pepper plants. These little bed things I got from Temu, and they're not the best. They say it's a rectangle, but it looks onky. So hopefully by next year I can get rid of this totally. And it goes all the way down here. So yeah, we're working on it though. And these pepper plants, they were like really light green. And when I put that soil revitalizer in it, it all really came back to life. So I know that's what's going to work here in this garden. And I'm going to continue to use this product. And these are the African marigolds. Some come darker orange, a little lighter orange. But the bees and the butterflies have been having a great time. They were all over the coneflower. Now they're all over the marigolds. So they're great pollinators. Okay, so this is where majority of the starter cups are. I find that it's easy for me to do it this way. Some people use smaller cells, but I have a ton of these cups and it works fine for us. So yeah, some of these I planted recently, but they're growing. So I just wait. You just have to be patient. Gardening does not, it takes some time. You have to have patience to wait for your plants to grow. And here's more. And I just did a lot of these. So it's basically the brassicas, like broccoli, cauliflower, greens, kale, all that kind of stuff that's in here as well. And since we're going to be getting some heavy rainfall, tomorrow I'm not going to worry about watering. I'm going to let God rain down his natural rain on these plants. Okay, guys, so that's it for today. This is the September garden tour. And I want to thank you, all my new subscribers. Make sure you share this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on your post notifications. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.